I'm going to bring in now France 24's Angela Diffley, who's been keeping a close eye on what's been happening at The Hague. Just to remind everyone, Angela, the South African lawyers are presenting their arguments today on why they believe that Israel has committed genocide. What's come out of that so far today?
Yes, first of all, we talked a little earlier, they set a political background to their decision to bring this case. And they do, as we said earlier, very much identify with the Palestinians. They see the plight of the Palestinians as very much a shared story of oppression, which they identify with as black South Africans in the apartheid era. They said this morning that the events of October the 7th, that attack on October the 7th, did not justify either morally or legally the Israeli response. That was one of their arguments. They showed a video as well of some Israeli soldiers singing joyously and saying there are no uninvolved citizens in Gaza and may Gaza be erased. Now, Israel, it is likely tomorrow, will say we cannot be responsible for the songs of every soldier. No army ever can. If they went over a line, they will be sanctioned. But the South African lawyers are arguing that this is part of a trickle-down effect, that the Israeli government has nurtured an intention of genocide. They are citing comments by ministers which were very inflammatory about Palestinians. The Israelis, no doubt, tomorrow will say those ministers are not in the war cabinet and are in no way responsible. There is no intention of genocide. The Israelis point out each time that they have given warnings and they say that Hamas uses civilians in Gaza as human shields, and so it's very difficult to combat. The South Africans were saying today that Israel, the IDF, had attacked schools, hospitals, health centres, aid workers. The Israelis again say that they are sometimes Hamas activists or bases. And the South Africans also simply citing those extraordinary numbers that, according to Hamas figures, 2/3 of those people who have been killed in the bombardments are women or children.
Right. So the South Africans now are pushing these allegations of genocide against Israel, but there is more of a short-term measure, an emergency measure that they hope to achieve by the end of the month. What is that exactly?
Yes, any verdict on whether or not this is a genocide, which is part of their case, might take years to be decided upon. In the meantime, a provisional arrangement can be reached whereby this court rules that Israel should stop its military action in Gaza for the time being. And that would imply in itself, part of that ruling would be that there is a plausible case that there is a risk of genocide and that it is being investigated or considered. That would be serious reputational damage for Israel. The state of Israel, born after the Holocaust. Israeli citizens would not like that sort of a verdict. Also, on a more practical level, it creates obstacles. Countries are less willing to sell arms to countries if they are in any way associated with the idea of genocide. And of course, for the US, Joe Biden, it makes it much harder for him to stand by the Israelis. So the Israelis are taking this very seriously. We will hear their arguments tomorrow.
Indeed. Thank you for that, Angela. France 24's Angela Diffley.